Hello friends, today we will be making sugar cookies. Okay, so we will need 3 sticks of butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 3.5 cups of flour, 3.5, 1 teaspoon of salt, a cookie cutter. You could use anything. It could be a cup if you don't have a cookie cutter, but I'll be using this one today, a round cookie cutter, and a baking pan. I'll be using this baking pan, and I put 2 sheets of wax paper so it doesn't stick. Okay. Also, we will need a bowl to mix, and a wooden spoon, a whisk, or anything you have so you can mix. And then you're going to use your hands, of course, to make the dough. Once we have the sugar and the butter all mixed together, we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. We're gonna add this to the mixture of the butter and the sugar. So we're gonna mix again. Mix, mix, mix. Okay. Once that's all mixed together, we're going to add little by little the flour. So it's 3.5 cups of flour. You see, it says 1 cup. Okay, so it's 1 cup. 1. We mix. We mix, we mix, we mix. We're gonna have to use our hands soon because it's gonna make a dough for the cookies. So I'm gonna have to stop using my wooden spoon and use my hands. Okay. So now we're gonna mix the rest. We're gonna add the rest of the flour, the other cup. So that's 2 cups that we have added to our mixture of butter and sugar and vanilla. Okay. Let's add the other cup of flour. Now we have 3 cups into our mixture. Okay. This smells so yummy. Okay. The mixture is getting a little bit rough to mix with my wooden spoon. So let's add the rest of the flour. That it's 1/2 cup. So remember, it's 3.5 cups of flour. So now I'm gonna use my hands. But remember, wash your hands first before mixing your cookies. Okay, so I'm gonna use my hands to mix, mix, mix. Okay. Now let's add our salt. It's a half teaspoon of salt into our mixture of butter, sugar, and flour, also vanilla. So this is the last ingredient we're adding. Okay, so that's mix, 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 using your hands. So it's a dough. It's gonna look like this. Okay? When everything is all together, there's a mixture. So it's like when we're making Play-Doh at school. This is what it's gonna look like. All right, so now I'm gonna take it out of the bowl. I'm gonna put it on a flat surface, my flat surface, and I'm gonna finish mixing it. Okay, because I feel it's easier when you mix it like this. In the bowl, it's kind of hard to mix all together. You have to use both of your hands. And of course, your parents are going to be helping you because you will need help. So, okay. So now, we have all of that together. Wow. That's a lot of dough for cookies. Okay, so we're gonna mix, and it's gonna look like this. And it's gonna be all together. You're gonna make a ball. It's gonna be a huge ball. And you're going to compress it like this, okay? Awesome. So now, what we need to do is, we need to put this in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for about 15 minutes. And then we're gonna put it in the oven. And I totally forgot to tell you that the oven, you need to put it at 350. So ask your parents to put it at 350. But this is before we start baking. We're back, friends. Okay, so our dough has been in the fridge for 15 minutes. And as you can see, it's wrapped in plastic. So I will remove the plastic. Okay. So we're gonna take a piece of the dough and we're going to put it flat on a surface. We will need a rolling pin. You could use a bottle, anything that you could roll with. So now we're gonna roll the dough flat so we could cut out our cookies. All right. So you see how the dough is? All right, so we're going to cut. I'm gonna use my circle cutter. Okay, let's see. This is how it's gonna look. You see? Those are our cookies. We're gonna place it onto our baking pan. So let's do this. We're going to, one by one, putting it on our baking pan. Okay. So a little trick that I use so the dough doesn't stick onto the surface that you're working on, I have a little bit of flour on the side and I spread it out onto the surface. So when I try to take out the cookies, it doesn't stick to the surface. You see? All right, so then you continue doing the same thing. You roll it out, take more dough, flatten it out on a surface. And with your rolling pin, roll it out, make it flat. Make it flat. Okay. With your cutter, you cut take off the edges. Okay, so this is how it's going to look. All the cookies placed onto the baking sheet. Okay, so now we're gonna put this in to the oven. It's ready to go into the oven. All right, so let's put it into the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. Okay, now our cookies are ready. We took them out of the oven and look how pretty they are. Okay, so now we need to leave them sit for a while until they cool down, and then we can enjoy them. So that will be all for today. I hope you enjoyed making the sugar cookies with me today, and I hope you enjoyed them. Yummy.